All right, we're back on set. This is Paul Alu, and your spiritual teacher, your business coach, your life coach, Dr. Spiritsize. You're welcome, bro.
Thank you so much.
All right, it's a Throwback Thursday. We want to look at cultures, civilization, methods and ways of doing things that we thought what we have now was far superior, was more civilized, was an advancement. But now even science is becoming, or is beginning to confirm that the old ways was actually the way to go.
Exactly.
Let me give you a cue. When the Europeans came to Africa, one of the things that they brought in as an advancement, as a gift, was a footwear. They saw our fathers running around in the bush with the barefoot, and they said, "Oh, wow, this is how you don't do that. You put on slippers and put on whatever, put on rubber." And we tested it. It was like it felt more comfortable. Because of that, we even sold our brothers to slavery. You get the gist? So it was like an advancement. But today, even science has proven fact and record that when you walk with your barefoot intentionally on the earth, on the surface of the earth, it is medicinal. It attracts energies.
It's therapeutic.
Yes, it's therapeutic. Can you throw a little light on that?
All right, thank you. Throwback Thursday is always a wonderful time to look back at ancient times, ancient civilization, of what our forefathers did that helped them.
Yes.
That over time we kind of threw them away.
We kind of lost because we thought they were uncivilized.
Yes, we thought
yes.
they were uncivilized.
Yes,
so we threw them away, and we keyed into what is acceptable in the society, you know. And I want to correct something.
Okay.
We said when the Europeans came, our forefathers were running barefoot. They were not running barefoot. Our forefathers were highly advanced, you know, highly advanced. And when the Europeans came and saw the level of advancement of Africa, they knew that if we have to take over these people, if we have to control these people, we have to make them forget this their level of advancement.
So
Okay?
the approach to domination was for us to lose our
Indoctrination.
identity.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
So if you want to control anybody, if you want to manipulate anybody, if you want to be the master over anybody, you have to make them lose their sense of identity,
Okay.
first and foremost. Because when they lose their sense of identity, they will completely depend on what you tell them is right and wrong.
Okay. So
All right.
so the way of life that we lost, what has it, or how has it impacted to us today?
You can see it everywhere. Look at the life of an average African. Look at the life of the African continent. Each country in Africa, it is everywhere. It is obvious. You understand? We have no life of ours. You know, everything we use, even though all the natural resources
That's true. That's
come
true.
from here,
That's true.
you know, but we still import the finished product.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. So we lost everything here. Consciousness-wise, the collective consciousness is enslaved. Even though we own everything, we still live as slaves.
Wow.
Okay, so that was the point. That was the original plan. That was the blueprint. It was a written script that the Europeans came with, and they played it out, and we allowed them play.
They played it out perfectly
well, and it worked, and it is still working
today.
Okay, but people are beginning to awaken, and that is why I love Throwback Thursday so much, people are beginning to awaken and getting back to what we call the old ways. Okay, and one thing we must know, that the old ways are the original ways.
The point for me, when you mentioned that when the Europeans came, they didn't see cannibals, they didn't see jungle men, they saw a more advanced civilization.
They saw it.
They saw it.
The Egyptian civilization was even up to today, nobody can still tell how the pyramids were built. Nobody can.
The pyramid of Giza till today, it has been proven, was actually a dome of electricity.
Exactly.
Till today, it has been. Now, but that aside, so now we are beginning to realize that no, our forefathers were not cavemen. They were more civilized.
Highly civilized.
Highly civilized than what we have today.
I wouldn't want to say more. I don't know how civilized the Europeans were. So it's not a comparison.
Yes,
but we were as civilized as we should be at that point in time.
We are civilized as civilization could ever be at that point in time.
If not, they wouldn't have come stealing the artifact of the Benin Kingdom, of all the Mali Kingdom, all the various kingdoms in Africa. These were wonderful creations in Africa. They were so beautiful, so advanced that the Europeans couldn't take their eyes off them, and they had to go with them.
You know, it was on record, and it can be proven, that the Benin Wall was even more magnificent than the Wall of China.
Exactly what I'm talking about. That is the level
of advancement,
the level of civilization, of advancement that we got to. And everything came crumbling down when our identity was taken away from us. Not taken away from us, we gave it away. We gave our power away, into what we are not. And we diverted. That is why China is doing great today.
Yes.
They refuse to sell their identity.
That's true.
That is why India is doing great today. Even though they were colonized by the British, you hardly see an Indian man bearing an English name.
That's true.
They still have their culture, their tradition, still prevail in their midst.
Even their religion.
Okay? So, because their religion is part of what they are and who they are.
Yes.
And they continue to thrive by this thing because that is who they are. Today, the African man prefers to align with the European religion of Christianity or the Arab religion of Islam, rather than the Chongos of this world, the Oguns of this world, the Amadiohas of this world. And when you mention these things to them, these things that have protected our forefathers, that have helped bring healing to our forefathers, the goddess of water of Africa, these things that have helped heal us, fed us, protected us in the past. When you mention these things now, these things have been demonized.
Yes,
to the highest level.
Immediately in your mind, you're thinking of sacrifice, you're thinking of bloodshed,
you're thinking of evil.
I listened to somebody and the person said, in short, it was everything that has to do with our culture. The best way he could describe it was anything diabolic you could think of. And I was like, why? But why? Now, today, we are beginning to call back our artifacts from Britain, from the America, from France. Isn't that symbolic? Are we beginning to realize that those things, they are actually define our identity? We want them back.
You see, physically bringing back those artifacts is good.
Yeah.
But that is not where the solution is.
Yes, I know, but something must
trigger something.
Yes, there must, because if I don't know its value, I don't need it. We are not bringing it back because we want to sell it and make money.
Okay.
So obviously we're beginning to realize internally that, there are sometimes you might do something, you don't really know why you're doing them.
Exactly.
For a later date. So now there's a call for our stuff to come back.
Exactly.
I'm of the opinion that we are beginning to, like what you rightly said, realize consciously or unconsciously that our identity is what defines us. Exactly. We are not against your identity, but our identity is what defines us.
Exactly.
Until we identify with our identity.
Exactly. Exactly.
We're going nowhere.
And again, those artifacts, they hold so much significance in what defines Africa.
That's true.
You understand? So when they come back physically, and we are able to re-understand again what each of those artifacts signifies for us and what energy, what meaning they hold for us, they could help trigger a whole lot of things that could take us back to our roots. It is very, very important.
It's very important. That's true.
Because in the old time, our forefathers could tell the time using the sun.
Just looking at the sun.
Sunrise and sunset. They could tell the time.
How
they
could
just
do that?
Come out and see that, okay, it's 2 p.m. They know it.
How?
We've lost it. Okay?
We've lost it.
And that is where what we call holistic healing treatment method came from. You know, there was no modern day medicine then, but people were getting sick and getting healed. How? Through water therapy, through sun therapy, through plant therapy.
I thought it's already originated from China. Am I?
China, Africa.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
These things were there. They were all there that someone, my father then, could just go to the farm and pluck a leaf and come and the sickness disappears. Not magic. They know. They speak to these plants.
I read.
They get the message.
I read somewhere that there was an Ethiopian woman in the olden days. They could carry out cesarean operation without they administer certain leaves. With your eyes open, you will not feel a pain. They were carrying it out, so it did not actually originate from Europe.
Of course, we know that.
Where did we lose it? Where did we lose it? How did we lose it?
The level of civilization in Africa was what scared the Europeans. It scared them so much. It first and foremost wowed them. And because of the intention they came with. You know, Africa was, I always tell people that the human collective as we know it is not civilized. We are not, the planet Earth humans are not civilized. We are only technologically advanced. But when it comes to civilization, we are not civilized.
Two different things.
Yes, they are two different things. Because you cannot be civilized and be producing weapons of mass destruction against your fellow human. You go to war. You see, in this world, we have more budget for war than for poverty elevation.
Of course.
You can't call that civilization.
That's madness.
That is less than being the caveman.
It's more than madness, right?
It's more than madness, right? So,
guys, I just got to stop, doctor, because we can go on and on. It's a throwback. You're going to be having this every Thursday. You don't want to miss it on all the social media platforms. Dr. Spiritsize on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Just
TikTok.
Follow us. TikTok. Just make sure you're following.
Someone said they saw me on LinkedIn. I think I was there one time. I don't know.
You're linking, right?
I don't even remember my login details.
You don't remember linking?
It's funny.
You must be Linkin Park. That's what I'm talking about, bro.